Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I am Syed Ali Yousaf. We have a very special guest, Mrs. Shamim Shawl, and she is a member of all parties Hurriyat Conference, and we are going to talk with her about the issue of Kashmir and about the historical day of 27th of October. Obviously, we all know that it was a very unfortunate moment as far as the history of Kashmir is concerned. Ma'am, how are you?
I am fine, thank you very much. Really a black day and historically unfortunate, but we had to go into the background why it happened. It is not as easy to say that it is a black day, 27th, 1947, when Indian troops and they Kashmir and they just captured the land.
Yes.
And now from that day till this, they are in more than 100,000 troops present there. But the conspiracy behind this Kashmir was waived and was manipulated by three important persons. It was Maharaja Hari Singh when he divided and when he shifted the Muslim conference into the National Conference. That was the first attempt to sabotage the Kashmir's freedom movement. Number two was the Mahajan, at that time the Prime Minister of India, who was in touch with Sardar Patel, the Maharaja Patel, who was at that time the Home Minister, declared after that the Home Minister. It was the conspiracy of the Lord Mountbatten, not against the Kashmiris movement, but it was against the Pakistan, which was born on 1947, August 14th. And it is not abruptly that it happened that on 27th of October the troops came to Kashmir. No, it was waived in the beginning of 1947 when we study the documents and the letters which were sent by the Sardar Patel to Maharaja through Mahajan. This was an interesting that how they manipulated this episode, and it was then we have heard that they unarmed the Muslims who were the part of Maharaja's army force. At that time, the people from different parts of Jammu region, they were unarmed. At that time, the people smelled that something is going wrong with the Kashmiris. And when we see the historical fact of that, the three important buildings, those were the government buildings. One is the post office, Srinagar post office, police stations, and the government colleges and schools. Everywhere there were the Pakistani flags. And for 4 months, Kashmiri feel themselves as part of Pakistan, and they feel that they are free because Maharaja was not there, and it was not abrupt. There was a story behind that in 1931, Kashmir stood against the Maharaja's rule, that he's a person from the minority, and we are a majority populated Muslim majority. And if we see the another aspect, the partition was on principle of Muslim majority and Hindu majority. And what happened to Kashmir when it was a Muslim majority? The story is that it was a conspiracy against Pakistan to not give them a chance to grow up, to have a strong Pakistan. And always we have seen that India is manipulating every time against Pakistan. Whenever they find time, whenever they saw the situation, they are utilizing it for their own self-interests.
Thank you so much for telling us about this history. Lots of people actually wants to know about the Red Cliff Award, because as we are talking about India's atrocities in Kashmir, and they invaded Kashmir by force on the 27th of October 1947. It has a lot to do with Red Cliff Award actually, because it actually paved the way for the Indian forces to enter into the state of Jammu and Kashmir. So we would like that actually what happened.
We will go through the documents. Gandhi once said, when in 1947, when there were communal riots, when population was shifting from Pakistan to India, India to Pakistan, not in thousands, in lakhs people were suffered in this. It was a huge first time in the history that people migrated from one place to another place. And what happened with the Muslims in Jammu after that, you have heard that it was in after 1947, when we say the Jammu massacre, it was a big massacre which was recorded by different international broadcast societies, by British BBC, and the correspondents, those who were present at that time, they said that it was not in the thousands, it was in billions. And that is why we said that Gandhi at that time said that it was only state of Jammu and Kashmir where not a single Hindu was touched, or he was not humiliated even,
yes,
not killed. But what happened, it was when Maharaja and Patel and Mahajan, this conspiracy to disarm the people, a little bit happened in this part of state, which is known as Azad Jammu and Kashmir. Nothing happened in Kashmir, which is known as the Indian administered Kashmir, which was Indian occupied Kashmir. Not a single Hindu was killed there, if they were protected by the Muslims. The situation started when the Muslim majority will go to Pakistan. What about the Punjab was the Muslim majority? What happened to Gurdaspur? It was a deliberate attempt to take the Gurdaspur, to stop the only at that time the main business was done through this Rawalpindi, Muzaffarabad, Baramulla road. This was the only road, this was the only link to stop the Kashmiris to get involved, to be the part of Kashmir, Pakistan. It was that Gurdaspur, partition of Punjab, to give Gurdaspur to India, was stop Pakistanis to Kashmiris to join the India, or Pakistan. This was the reason. It was a conspiracy, and we should not tell the people the atrocities, we should tell them the historical facts.
Yeah, absolutely. Like we all know that the issue was raised in United Nations also by Pakistan also, and even Indian Prime Minister also mentioned this issue in United Nations, and that is what Pakistan government has been raising since last 76 years, that the issue exists and there are resolutions for the Kashmir issue. But what are the basic hurdles you see the United Nations is even facing in while implementing this resolution?
There are two reasons. Number one is that when we said that who went to United Nations, it was not Pakistan, it was not the Kashmiris, it was India. Because they feel it that at that time the situation they created, the map they have colored about the Kashmir will go against them, and they went to the United Nations. It was not Pakistan, it was India, number one. We should always follow the facts. We should tell the people what are the United Nations resolutions. We said that it is the people of Kashmir to decide their future. And Pakistan, every time, whenever we met the Pakistani Prime Minister, Pakistani Foreign Minister, they said, yes, it is the people of Kashmir who have to decide their future. Why India is not telling it is the future? People of, although Jawaharlal Nehru, in his first speech in Indian broadcasting, Indian radio station at Delhi and in Srinagar, that we didn't believe in forcible marriages. But what was the forcible is when we see that from 1947 till this date, Indian troops are present there, not in thousands, but they are in millions there. Therefore, we should always follow the facts that it was Jawaharlal Nehru, it was India who went to the United Nations, and there are resolutions. And these resolutions are present in the United Nations Human Rights Council. There are reports, everything is there present, and they are bound to decide that it is not Pakistan, it is the superpowers at that time, those who supported these resolutions. It is our duty, it is the duty of Pakistan, that India, being the big, as said by different people, that is a big democracy, it is a huge, yes, it is a huge populated area, it is a nuclear power, no doubt. But Kashmiris are not having the weapons in their hand, but we are fighting. We are the people of Kashmir who are not giving them access to touch anything, because they know that the Kashmiris will never allow India to be our masters. India knows it very well, and that is why they are doing this demographic change. They have done 2009 in 2019. They have abrogated their own Article 370.
Yes.
They have abrogated the Maharajas 35, that the people are not allowed to join purchase the land. But since that day till this time, Kashmiris know everything. They are politically very vigilant. They are very intelligent people. They are very smart. They know that what is happening and what is India doing. It is not. They are not. People are not ignoring outsiders, the governments, the missions, the international forums. They are not ignoring. They are watching. But it is an economic tie. This world is an economic world.
Yeah.
India has economic ties with different forces. Therefore, the situation will change, inshallah, in the near future. So, we will see a bright face of Kashmir also.
We have seen that there were so-called elections held in the disputed territory of Jammu and Kashmir, but the BJP actually lost these elections very badly, and we saw that the people wants to see reinstating of the Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir. So do you see that it brings actually a ray of hope for the Kashmiri people, that eventually the Indian atrocities are going to end in Kashmir, and there will be solution of Kashmir according to the will of the Kashmiris?
Inshallah, it will be in future, because whenever we met the international community, the people who means that they are the relevant one, United Nations, special rapporteurs, we know that these people are in touch. They are very much serious about this. But number one question, that the elections, although as my own opinion, not as all participant conference member, my opinion that I never discuss the elections, because election has nothing to do with the resolutions. It is an internal part of the Kashmir's administrative part of the Kashmir. Every state, everywhere where you have internal arrangements, you have some people who are representing there in different municipality. They are to do to. When we say the India and Pakistan, before coming into existence, the elections were there also, or they were against the British rule, but they didn't stop to get this freedom. This election is only for the administrative purposes, to have this is nothing to do with the United Nations resolutions, number one. Number two, yes, it was a big I think challenge to the BJP, those who have they changed I think the demography.
Yeah, they want to change the demography.
They did one thing, that the Muslim populated area where they feel that they will go to the Congress or other parties, they divided the vote. They put them into the Hindu majority area where the Hindus will win. But in Jammu, you will see that there were Congress also, and they get some seats in Jammu, but nothing in the state of Kashmir, because the people know that this is also the time to give them a tough answer, that you have nothing to do with the Kashmiris, because BJP is the party, and these are the people in the starting from 1947. They killed Gandhi. He was a member of that RSS. Therefore, it is our. But yes, in future we have some, I think, serious things we should discuss these things. That in this scenario, in this government, BJP government is trying to give arms to the non-Kashmiris, the people who have been, I think, migrated from India, and they were supposed to purchase the land or be the members of different parties. They are giving them the arms, and they will start criminal rights there, because when they are not successful by means this weapon that they have an army there, but they are using different things, as they done in Gujarat. that the huge massacre was done in
Yeah,
Gujarat,
done in Gujarat in 2002.
in Ahmedabad, in Hyderabad, in different parts.
Yeah.
They will start in India, because in this region there is harmony between Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs.
Muslims.
They are living together.
Yeah.
There was never a religious clash between the Hindus and Muslims. They are like brothers and sisters, because I myself was a student, as a neighbor, as a friend. We have enjoyed life with them. Therefore, we be very cautious about this, that India is not it is not as easy for Kashmiris, that these non-Kashmiris will create a trouble when India will.
So, yeah, ma'am, we have a few more minutes left, but before wrapping up, I would like to know that, do you think that the martyr of Burhan Wani, we all know that he was a great freedom fighter, the way the Kashmiris respond to Indian occupation by attending his funeral, and then obviously their statement in the so-called elections in Jammu and Kashmir, do you think that that was actual answer to the Indian occupation in Jammu and Kashmir?
That is most important phase of Kashmir movement was that the youth, they start a different way of fighting against India. Was not like we fight. It was different. It was through media, through logic, and legal answer to the Indian questions in their universities, because they were students of the Jawaharlal Nehru University. They were students of different universities of India. They were well-read people, and they logically defeated India in different platforms. That is why Burhan was a threat for them. Yes. It was not Burhan, it was Burhans. It was different people, and you have seen that different doctors who were PhD holders, they were, after Burhan, they were killed, they were martyred, and Burhan was then not only the threat for Indian democracy, he was threat for the whole structure India manipulated there, because the stories they were given to the international media, because in the report 2018 it was mentioned in the United Nations Human Rights Council report that it is the people's record. It is the media who is giving us the information about India's atrocities, and that threat was the Burhan Wani, the hero of Kashmir.
Right, and one last message, if you would like to give any.
The message is for the whole nation, for the Pakistan, for the people who are outsiders, that support the voiceless people, support those who are without arms. They are facing Indian hegemony, Indian Hindutva. Support us, stand for justice.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for being with us, and I hope that this actually gives a clear message to the Pakistani nation, Kashmiris also, and this is actually a message for the international community as well as for the Indian government also. And we all hope that there will be a day when the United Nations resolution of plebiscite will be implemented in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. This is all we have for today. Till then, it's goodbye.
Thank you.